Greetings, grinders. Hey, it's Duckie Succumbs, aka Sean Hugas, or I guess it would be Sean Hugas, aka Duckie Succumbs, would probably be more appropriate. It's been a while. I haven't done a one-on-one in a few weeks. I do apologize for that. We had some scheduling conflicts, and my life just has been busy. What can I say? But I'm back. I'm ready. We're getting ready for football season. We got the end of baseball season coming up, and I thought I'd bring someone on the show who's a champion, two-time champion at least. Is it two times right now, or has it been more? Am I incorrect on that, Dave?
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with the word champion. I've won a couple of good things at least twice, but champion may be pushing it.
Oh, well conqueror of other DFS players, Dave Potts, a.k.a. CheeseIsGood. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thank you. That's I like the Duckie, a.k.a. Sean. Which one's which? I don't.
Yeah, I know. I guess
I don't know what to call me now either. It's a little bizarre.
Yeah, I guess you should start with your name and then do the DFS name. I think that would
correct.
Yeah, because the majority of people know me by my name. I'm honestly beyond this computer. It's weird. Not many people know me as Duckie. It's slowly starting to seep out with people in my other life. Other life sounds like I'm a spy or something like that, but no. But in the rest of my world, let's say that there are people that call me Duckie, but for the most part, it's just this community. I mean, does anybody call you Cheese outside of the DFS community? Does anybody call you Cheese?
No, it's weird. My worlds have not crossed paths at all. I'm like almost nobody. Like a lot of DFS people don't even know what my name is. It's very much Cheese in the DFS community, but outside, and the only thing anyone knows about me and cheese is that I don't even eat cheese, so they would be even just more confused if that somehow got started.
Well, I guess we then have to go to the easiest question that I could ask, the softball of all softballs. So, okay, you don't like cheese. Why is your name CheeseIsGood?
Yeah, that is a good question, isn't it? And the obvious first answer is if I had known that setting up a DFS username was going to define how I'm named for the rest of my life, I would have used a different name and it would have been more thought out. But back when I was a performing musician, I wrote, it's kind of folky kind of music that doesn't really appeal to the young hard rock fans of the world. And so I had a CD reviewed in a college newspaper by a guy who mostly reviews like rock albums and stuff like that. And he had a line in the review where he said some of the songs might come off as a little cheesy, but sometimes cheese is good.
Oh,
and I was like, I like that. Cheese is good.
No, that's perfect. I mean, would you describe your music then? Does it fit in the yacht rock category, or would you do you know the yacht rock category?
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
Oh, you don't know what yacht rock is? Okay, yacht rock. You'll have to look this up when we're done. It's this comedic sketch thing that they do where they take all these 70s singers and songwriters and do like little fake movies about them, like Hall & Oates and Jackson Browne and people of that sort. They called it yacht rock because it's the type of music you would listen to while you're on your yacht. Jackson
Browne is a good comp. Yeah,
okay.
I am yacht rock. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going to have to look this up now. Now you're going to completely know. But I did want to start with music since we were here. Where's the role right now, do you think, of singer-songwriters? I know in the 70s and 80s, singer-songwriters were huge. And I mean, they're still popular now, but where do you think they stand right now in terms of music?
It's sort of coming back. It seems like a little bit. Where people are at least acknowledging when artists write their own songs as opposed to when they don't. I think it seems like for a long time, nobody even realized that the really famous bands or musicians didn't even write their own music. And like people would be like stunned when they find out Britney Spears didn't write all those songs.
Yeah.
Like at least now it's a thing that like they call people singer-songwriter when they do write their own songs. And, sort of the acoustic genre bit is coming back. I mean, we had that like phase where people like Jack Johnson were real popular with the acoustic guitar, and even John Mayer was basically just a dude in his guitar, singer-songwriter. He played some of the same venues as I did, and then he took off and got world famous, and good for him.
Yeah,
he's really fantastic. He's actually better than I am. I can say that with no concern at all. That guy's amazing,
and the ladies love him very much.
Yeah.
So
now that's something we have completely in common. There's no.
So I'll see.
Between me and there.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's I beat him off with a stick. I understand. So it's same idea. Who would you say? I mean, if I was going to go three best singer songwriters in your mind, not today. I mean, just in all time, your favorite three singer songwriters would be.
Um, I was raised on John Denver music. That's
Right.
how I started playing the guitar. Like, I don't know if I would say he's the best, but just as far as my life and influence on my life, he has to be top of the list.
Right.
Um, and then I guess James Taylor. I'm a James Taylor guy, always have been. And then most of the singer songwriters I love the most are people no one would have ever heard of. They're more independent. David Wilcox is a name some people may know, most probably may not, but you know, acoustic singer songwriter.
I know the name. I've heard of him, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's people like that who play, really small venues, traveling around the country, and just great songwriters that there's no spot for them on the radio, so they never kind of get into the mainstream. But that's most of what I listen to.
Okay. If you had the opportunity for someone to cover one of your songs, which song would it be and who would you want to cover? I'll give you Living or Dead. If you want to have John Denver do it, I'm fine with that. But, it's like Living or Dead. Who would you want to have do a cover of one of your songs, and which song would it be?
Yeah, see, what's interesting, I really would lean towards a country person. Like, my music isn't exactly country, but it's country-ish enough that it sort of follows that genre. And I like just the plain old goofy pop country guys that people love to hate. Honestly, I would love to have Kenny Chesney do a song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, it's not cool to say you like Kenny Chesney or Brad Paisley or any of these guys, but I love that music.
There's no shame in liking what you like. I mean, I tend to listen to those obscure bands that everybody goes, who? And I wear it like a badge of honor. There's no shame in that. It's okay. Don't never die if it's you like what you like. I used to be one of those haters that would just say, you like so and so? How could you like so and so? They're horrible or whatever. And then after a while, you just start appreciating. There's a lot of stuff that's on my iPod right now that I wouldn't have had 20 years ago, and you kind of learn.
Yeah,
To
when I hear
stuff.
now, I used to be like, especially being a independent singer songwriter playing coffee house, it was cool to not like the big popular acts. But now, like, if I like a Taylor Swift song, I just like it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Some of it's
I mean,
great.
yeah. I know it's funny. The one lately that's been catching me is Hall and Oates, old Hall and Oates music, which I never would have had on anything as a dare. And like lately, I hear "She's Gone." I go, "Oh yeah, that's a good song. I like that." So,
You got to dig up the music videos if you're going to listen to Hall & Oates.
Oh, I put this up on my Facebook. There's a video they did for "She's Gone" that that they did as a joke. It is the worst video ever, but it's the greatest video ever. So you gotta. It's just you can tell they did it like in a public access studio for about $25. So there's a whole story behind it, but well, you guys find the story on that one. Don't let me do it.
Yeah.
We'll save it for that. In terms of careers that you have, I mean, you've had success in both of your careers. Which one was the more difficult career for you, DFS or music?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I guess I would say music because, like, anything you do is difficult in the extent of it takes time and dedication to do something well. But with DFS, like, the path is set out for you. Like, I didn't have to create the DFS sites, find out how to play on them. Like, it was just there for me. I just had to learn how to do it.
Right.
Music, you can learn the music and learn how to play and write your songs, but then it's a whole other step. You have to create your gigs. You have to call venues. You have to publicize your own gigs. There's a lot more steps to it. So from that angle, I would say music was harder.
Were you mainly self-managed, or did you have a manager at a certain point?
Yeah, no, I did. I always did all my own booking. The only outside help I got, I would have a producer, for my studio recordings, but all of the booking and the publicity and everything was all on me.
Where was the weirdest gig that you played?
There have been a lot of weird ones. Probably the one that was the weirdest that actually somehow ended up really cool was I was playing in Kansas City. I used to live in Denver, and I would drive, towards the east side. I always go through Kansas City and St. Louis and all that. And I booked this thing that in the name of the place was the word coffee house. That's all I remember about it. It was something coffee house.
Okay.
And I got in there, it was like downtown Kansas City. It was down in the basement of some dingy looking warehouse. And it was like a heavy metal teen club.
Mm.
And I was opening for like an extreme heavy metal headbanger college band. And there were all these like 17, 18-year-old heavy metal lovers in there. I mean,
Right.
just, it was really bizarre. I was like, is this the so-and-so coffee house? They're like, yeah. I was like, you heard my demo, right? But for whatever reason, they really
It went
kind of
well.
liked it. Like, I really played it up in the, I mean, I was just talking about how goofy this is, and you guys must hate me, but I'm going to play this song anyway. And here's a really cheesy song for you. And they were all like, oh, you're the man. So they'd probably never heard the guitar before.
You took the right approach is the point. You were able to make it your own. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So, oh, that worked. Did you ever have to play like alternate venues, like prisons or hospitals or anything like that, or did you ever?
The most sort of weird alternative venue would be like senior assisted living homes, where you're not sure if they know that you're there while you're playing. You don't know if you're playing too loud or too quiet.
Yeah. Well, no, that might be a problem. So, by the way, we were talking about this before, and if you didn't get a time to read it, it's fine. I sent you a list of the 200 top songs of the 1970s. Did you see that list?
I glanced at like the top 40.
Yeah,
and it's amazing how many of them I didn't recognize.
Yeah, it was for people that know. Pitchfork.com is like an alternative site, and they're very pretentious.
Yeah,
I think
they like their David Bowie. That's for sure.
They love their David Bowie, and I had a friend that went on a tirade, and it was just that's what made me think of you when we were about to do this interview, and they were just like, "Where's the singer-songwriters? Where's the Eagles? Where's Jackson Browne? Where's Stairway to Heaven even didn't make the list, things like that. Maggie May didn't make the list, and it got into this thing. So I won't even go into the list, but yeah. So you, what would you say would be one of the all-time greatest songs ever that you would put on a list of top songs?
Since that list is 70s, thinking of 70s songs, like I do really like. They did have "Born to Run" on there. That's one song that I have up there on the list. I love. You'd mentioned Jackson Browne. I love the song "These Days." Mm-hmm. There's a lot of songs back from that.
My brothers looked at the list and he said any list that has Joni Mitchell ahead of "Born to Run" is bullshit.
Well, so it's not even, but it's not even the river. It's a case of you. Like a lot of these, I feel like they were like, well, we have to put something by Pink Floyd on this list and something by Dylan, but they didn't even pick like the songs they should have picked for.
Yeah, it was a strange. Well, if anybody gets looked, Pitchfork.com has the top 200 list. Please feel free to send me comments on Twitter and send Dave comments if there's songs that you just like, what the hell is this?
But don't take it as that we endorse this and then say,
no. It's an interesting list. It's a discussion point. That's how we're looking at it. I'm not saying my one friend who's older I play poker with. He's in his early 60s. He just went nuts. He just went on a tirade about that list, and I was like, well, they're kind of pretentious. So, so we have a party coming up pretty soon. Will you be at the Rotor Grinders party in September?
Yeah, definitely. That's
okay.
Be a good time.
If we end up getting into karaoke, I'm not asking you. You have your songs. Who do you want to hear sing the most from the Rotor Grinders community?
Oh, that's a good question. There's quite a few people that would probably be pretty great. I would definitely want to hear Dean. Down.
I think we do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Siege would be a popular choice.
I could see Siege doing well. I have a few karaoke songs that are my go-tos. We may get, if it gets to that. I mean, I didn't get to see. Did you see the Notorious karaoke video?
No, I didn't.
Oh, supposedly it's somewhere up on Rotor Grinders. If anybody wants to send me a link, make my life easier instead of me, because it was kind of an Easter egg at one point. I'd like to. I think he got booed at some point. So, well,
that seems inappropriate.
He notorious in my last guess. My guess is he might have tried to go rap, and rap's very dangerous in karaoke. I've seen many people try to do like Beastie Boys in rap. I mean, in karaoke, and they realize how fast it is about the second verse, and they just like they give up at some point. So we'll see if there's. I don't know if the party is going to have karaoke, but what would you say to people coming to the party for the first time? Well, I know it's a new venue. We used to do Vegas for this. It's going to be Nashville. But what would you recommend to some of the people coming to the RG party for the first time?
Yeah, just meet everybody.
Yeah.
It's really fun to, you see people on the shows, you see people write articles, and some of them are just like you think they would be. Some of them they're kind of different personalities, but everybody's great. And yeah, I think just getting to know everybody a little bit was a lot of fun.
Yeah, please come. Feel free to talk to us. First off, we're not celebrities. Let's just get that out of the way. So we're just guys that do a show on these things, and but just don't be creepy. That's all. That would be my advice to anybody.
That's just good life advice right there.
I know. I mean, I'm just saying that for anybody meeting anyone. I'm not saying that with people, hosts, or anything like that. So come up, say hi, ask questions, do whatever you want. As far as I know, you're mostly a baseball person. What do you do for the football season to prepare? Do you even do football for DFS, or are you?
I do football, but I do not prepare for it. I didn't know that was a thing that we should be doing.
I mean, there's people that do. I don't.
I'm not kidding that I don't prepare, but I am kidding that I don't know that people do prepare. So baseball is my job, and I pretty much baseball all the time year round. The other sports, and I play hockey, I would say seriously, but football and basketball, it's not that I don't take them seriously, but it's not nearly the same thing as baseball. Like, I'm just another guy playing football because it's a lot of fun and I love the sport.
Do you study? I mean, you study baseball mainly because your love for the game, or is it because you do well at the sport? Which one came first, I guess, in this equation?
I guess it's both. They kind of came together. Like, even now, I'm a bigger football fan just of the sport and always have been. I've always liked baseball, but the first time I ever played fantasy baseball, like season-long baseball, I just loved the number side of it. So I got into baseball and fantasy baseball together. And just from the very beginning, I just loved every bit of it. So it's just easier for me. Like, the work that you have to do to be good at it, I enjoy for baseball.
Yeah.
So it makes it easy to do.
Well, but since you're a football fan and college football is so close to coming up, and I know you're an Auburn fan, two questions. Number one, how do you see Auburn's chances this year? Number two, why is it so hard for the SEC to produce good quarterbacks?
Well, for Auburn, I don't know. We got Clemson coming in here opening night. I don't even know if I want to go to that.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
Yeah. I guess if I was a quarterback coming out of high school, I wouldn't want to go to the SEC. I don't know if that's anything to do with it. Like, I would want to go to a conference and a team where I know the defense is not the main thing. We're going to be throwing the ball more because that's the style. Like, I don't know why a top high school quarterback would want to go and be like, I'm going to get smashed 8 times a year by these top defenses when you could go, play on a more pass-friendly team.
Well, since I'm here, if there are any 5-star quarterbacks listening, UCLA is lovely weather, and they have a great school, and and as Josh Rosen's proving, you could come in and play quarterback and have a great time throwing the ball around. So there's my sales pitch to everybody. No, I mean, it's kind of weird because I was talking to an LSU fan about this recently, and it's just weird because LSU is great in all these other things, but they keep having these crappy quarterbacks. They keep going for – I think his argument was they keep going for athletes instead of quarterbacks, and yet they run a pro system, which it seems like most of the teams there tend to go for the athletic quarterback and then try to run a pro system. I mean, I know Auburn's a little different. Auburn tends to run more of a spread, correct?
Yeah. I mean, since Gus Malzahn's been the coach here, we need a
Yeah,
different kind of quarterback than what a team like an Alabama would need.
yeah. What's a prediction for Auburn's record this year? What would you go? Okay, knowing that you're going to lose to Clemson in the first game, just throw that one out the window. But
Then winning every game after that. No,
okay,
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
yeah.
It's pretty up in the air to me right now. I would say we lose 4 games.
Okay, well, I'll get you in the bowl game. So
Yeah,
you'll be playing like the Pullin Weed Eater Bowl or something like that. And
that sounds nice.
yeah, I know. Are there too many bowl games now, or can you
Oh
not
yeah,
get
what
enough
is
of them?
happening? I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on with that. Like
Yeah.
they got to just cut it out at this point.
I'm ready for just a 16-team playoff and just forget the bowls at this point.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand the
We're being
tradition.
silly. Like everyone can
Yeah,
look at it and say this is silly at this point.
yeah. I mean, when 2, 5, and 6 teams are playing in a bowl game, it's like, okay,
December 17th in Tulsa.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't need that. I know why they do it. It's the ratings. That they get 10,000 people to go to the game, but they get 2 million people watching it, and ESPN2 will take 2 million people watching anything right now. If they knew they could get tricycle accidents to get 2 million people, they would put it on the air right
Now
now.
that would be a show I might watch.
You'd watch tricycle accidents? I mean,
Yeah.
wow, I might have come up with something here and just out of the blue. If any producer wants to talk about tricycle accidents, I'm ready to pitch it. Let's go. So from that, as far as hosting the shows, who are the people you work with best right now in terms of that you feel most comfortable when you see the schedule and they say you're working with blank? Who's the person you feel you're like, yes, I'm ready to go, run with it?
Everyone is great, of course, is the true and
Yeah.
correct answer. I
Yes.
definitely love
Good.
working with Eric the most. We
Yeah.
kind of hit it off the first show. You know, when Eric and Tony and I do shows together, it's just really natural. Like the first time we did a show, it just like went swimmingly, and
And that was
every
the
time,
best friend show. Is that the
yeah, we are the
So
best friends in the world now.
is that what it is? Did the name just come naturally there? You just realized, wait a minute, this is the best friend
Yeah,
show.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I did a couple shows with Britt that went really well. And then, the past month, I've been on regularly on Mondays with Dean. And I feel like he knows what he's doing at this point, hosting a show.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
well.
don't tell him this, but he carries our show when we do Night Sweats. I'm a waste while I'm there. So.
I will not tell him that, and I'm sure he won't listen to this.
No. It's he'll let me know about this, I'm sure, in a few weeks. He does tend to he's one of the 8 people that listens to these shows. So Dean, hi, how's it going?
Hello,
Thank
Dean.
You. Yeah, I know. Thanks for being there. Thanks for being a pal. I think we got a good show here. I don't want to ruin it now. I think I kind of want to just say we've done well and go from there and stop right there. I think we're solid. So
Yeah, this seemed like something that's probably one of the best things that's ever happened on the internet, I would say.
I would say so. I mean, why ruin perfection? I mean, right now I'm not. We're at a good pitch count. We're good, solid. Just don't try to overdo it right now. So, Dave, it was a pleasure having you on the show. You could catch him on Twitter. What's is your handle? CheeseIsGood on Twitter, or
I wish it was. That was already taken. It's
Oh.
Dave Potts 2.
Dave Potts 2 on Twitter. Yeah, that sucks. Boy, that's too bad. And for people listening, this is a little game I sometimes do. I haven't given this answer yet. I was thinking if I didn't go by Duckie Succumbs. Actually, while we ask this question, I'll answer it for myself, and then you could answer. If we didn't go by our username, or could get a different name to go on, what would your name be on DFS? I decided mine would be Manifest Destiny, which had a nice ego to it, which I was going with. But, even though it's also ironic because I haven't won a damn thing in years, so it's like at least there's a problem. What would be a name that you would want to use if you could have a new DFS name?
Yeah, so all my my season long teams are always Seinfeld team names. I would definitely go with a Seinfeld name. My favorite is probably Low Talkers.
Low
Kind of
talkers would be
pretty
good.
quiet
Yeah.
guy, and yeah, Low Talkers seems to fit. So that's probably what I would go.
Well, if people listening, if you end up playing against somebody named Low Talkers head to head, it might be Dave in disguise.
Yeah,
So
you
if
might
you
want to avoid Kramerica Industries as well.
yeah, Kramerica would be good. Art Vandelay's probably been taken, so
It
it's
is.
somebody else. Don't worry. Yeah, I can imagine. So if anybody's listening, if let us just put in the on Twitter the two names we gave for that, and someday we may give out a T-shirt. I'm not saying we will,
Or
but
not.
anything's possible, or not. But I like to at least know people are listening, and maybe we could turn it into something. So, Dave, it's been a pleasure. I will see you in a couple weeks in Nashville. I will be there in rhinestones and black boots with the royal flush going down the side. I'm
Well, we'll
sure.
be wearing
So
the same thing then.
yeah, I know. See, piece of cake. So all right. Thank you everybody for listening. Next week, hopefully, we'll do a show. I do have somebody that we've been trying to get last few weeks, and it's just been time constraints. Maybe we'll get them for next week. If not, we're going to try to do a few interviews in Nashville and just kind of do them in mass and see what happens there. So maybe we'll get some people nice and drunk to do the show, which would be great. So it's always a pleasure. Thanks, everybody, and take care. See you soon.